All right, so we're going to talk about two things right now. We'll be talking about Todd Phillips' Joker, Folie, Deux, release date, and the Batgirl cancellation, our feelings about that. We'll be looking at some articles here in front of us, which you can see. First, we'll be talking about the Batgirl incident and then the Joker thing. By the by, I am Jabby Kaway, joined by Achara Kirk.
What's up?
If y'all haven't already, do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications. Pretty please vote this up. And now, most of you guys have probably already heard about this or seen the Deadline article, but we're going to go over it anyway for those of you who have not. You feel free to skip forward if you'd like. There are time stamps in the description, which means you can scroll ahead in the timeline on the YouTube video. Warner Brothers shelves Batgirl with no plans to release theatrically or on HBO Max. Even though Batgirl is in the final stages of post-production, Deadline has confirmed that Warner Brothers and DC Films will not be releasing the movie on any platform, including theatrically. This falls in line with the mandate put down by the new WB regime to cut back on the feature films premiering on the streamer and deciding which films will be released theatrically and which will be shelved. And sources close to the project say word came down this week that Batgirl did not make the cut. The studio has also made the decision to shelve the Scooby-Doo pick, Scoob Holiday Hunt, not Scooby-Doo! Scoobs! The film stars Leslie Grace in the titular role, Brendon Fraser, and Michael Keaton reprising his Bruce Wayne part. Sources say the film did not fall in line with the new strategy being implemented by DC Films as well as HBO Max. The studio is looking to make theatrical tentpoles with budgets at $90 million plus. And from early footage seen, this did not fall into place with that model. What little I saw, they did test screenings and whatnot, and it just wasn't working.
It's according to which source you hear it from, because there's one source that says, oh my God, it was awful. And another one's like, yeah, it was okay, but usually when people are watching these test screenings, all the special effects are not done yet. And so
that's true.
Usually it's not that as highly rated because it's not as impressive when the effects aren't finished.
That's true. I mean, a lot of times when you do these test screenings, you're watching a film that's 75% complete, then you got to watch like a quarter of it in storyboards and stuff like that. And it's not, I can't imagine that it's very fun.
It's just flabbergasting to me that they spent nearly $100 million on this movie. They're going to shelve it completely. It's
I feel like this could
have
easily
HBO Max.
Yeah, I feel like this could have the Sonic the Hedgehog effect, though. It's not 1-to-1. Okay, so let me say that. But you have this film that is going to get shelved completely, and then just like with the Snyder Cut, people are going to be like, well, now we want to see it. It's like, no, we want this now.
Yeah.
Now we have to see whatever this crap is, just because of sheer curiosity.
They originally made this movie and it was supposed to go straight to streaming, right? Apparently, the new head of Warner Brothers Discovery, he wants to focus on more tentpole movies, like the big movies, like The Flash and Batman and all of that. In order to make Batgirl compete in a theatrical sense, they'd have to pump more money into this thing, which they're not confident about. We'll just cut our losses.
Yeah, they'd be throwing good money after bad, I suppose. Or it would just cost an exorbitant more to make it work because it wasn't designed for the theatrical release. Batgirl filmmakers on Warner Brothers Discovery discarding movie, it is critical that our work be shown to audiences. The Pix directors Adil Arbi and Bilal Fallah have responded with a statement. Are they the ones that did the first episode?
Yes.
Of
and Bad Boys for Life.
I had no idea it was them. Well, I didn't like Bad Boys for Life, but I certainly liked the first episode of Miss Marvel.
And they did the last episode as well.
It was all right. But the first episode was great. And that gives me enough faith that I would definitely want to see what they did here, just out of sheer curiosity.
Yeah, and I thought that they handled that episode of Miss Marvel so well. And here you have another IP with a young female character. Just judging off what they did with Miss Marvel, I'm like, well, you guys know how to handle that content. You know how to handle that material, right? You did a really great job.
It is weird to me, though, because so many things are shot like a movie. Like, if you watch Miss Marvel episode 1, it's shot with anamorphic lenses, with like proper sets and costumes and music and everything. I'm like, it's like a movie. It's just shorter. With that in mind, with so much of TV being like a movie anyway, it's a little bit strange to me that there was no way that they could tweak this. I mean, I'm saying this without having seen anything. There's no way that they could tweak this to make it better for a theatrical run.
Think about things that have been released, right? Like even Morbius. It was not a super great movie. They still put it out. It's like people put the work in, they put the effort in. Why not let the audience be the judge of that?
They're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to control the image that their IP has going forward to maximize dollar, what do you call it? Return on investment. You put this out and it maybe damages the reputation of DCEU, and so people have less confidence returning to watch the next thing, which is going to presumably have a lot of money invested in it. They're trying to make it this big tentpole project like a Marvel film. We are saddened and shocked by the news. We still can't believe it. As directors, it is critical that our work be shown to audiences, and while the film was far from finished, we wish that fans all over the world would have had the opportunity to see and embrace the final film themselves, said the duo in an Instagram post, which you can read below. Both directors' deadline were in Morocco for El Arbi's wedding when they first... Oh my God.
Can you imagine that? You're getting married and then you find out this awful news that your movie that you worked so hard on and that you're still working on is being shelved.
Wow, what a time.
That sucks.
As Deadline told you yesterday, Warner Bros. Discovery took advantage of a purchase accounting maneuver available to the conglomerate because the company changed hands. That opportunity expires in mid-August and allows WBD to not have to carry the losses on its books at a time when the studio is trying to find $3 billion in cost-saving synergies. It's interesting that the scrapping of Batgirl gets announced before Warner Bros. Discovery's big quarterly earnings call tomorrow.
It feels like some sort of move that was made by someone who is maybe more astute when it comes to money and accounting, because they're going, we need to have losses.
Well, they're just looking at dollars, right?
Yeah, it's just what's an expense? What can we get rid of?
Furthermore, making movies directly for HBO Max is not part of Zaslav's agenda. Batgirl greenlit under the Jason Kilar Warner Media regime. Again, the town remains in shock to see a notable branded movie shelved so late in post-production. Other reasons why Warner's tossed Batgirl stem from the film potentially upsetting the DC multiverse continuum, which is being set up in The Flash, due out in theaters on July 23rd, 2023. Maintaining and restoring the gloss of the DC brand for Zaslav is a priority. See, that's what I'm talking about. As he's on the look for a new czar to lead the comics division across film. He's looking for another Feige, basically.
Yeah.
He's looking for a Feige for DC films. I think this move could actually generate more money for Warner Brothers. A lot of people are going to ask for this movie now, and there's going to be petitions and whatnot online. People are going to wonder what the hell.
Yeah.
Going, let's see the movie, and the directors are like, can we show our film? We're 90% of the way through the production on this. I feel like you might have a chance to see it. It's got me curious, to say the least. I'm like, I at least want to have the opportunity, the option to watch it. Now, I am not looking at it from the studio's perspective of branding and maintaining the gloss of that brand in the effort to maximize dollar return on the future projects, right? I'm not thinking like that. All I'm thinking selfishly is I want to see this movie now just because they don't want to show it to me.
Yeah.
That being said, I can understand their perspective as well, because you want to make sure that you're not tarnishing what you have. They're looking at the DC branding and they're like, oh, well, not only is this a benefit for tax reasons, but it might hurt us and cost us more money in the long run. And it's like we're going to invest even more money into this $90 million project to make it a project for theatrical release. It's not going to perform well. People are going to hate it at the box office. We might as well just can it. I can see that perspective.
Yeah. No, I get it. And definitely, a lot more money would have to be spent. Even if it is going straight to HBO Max, they still have to cut trailers and do some publicity and whatever for it. That's all dollars, right? Yeah. It just feels sad. I feel sad for the people involved. Their hard work is not being seen at all. How many sleepless nights, how many hours did people spend from the top all the way down to the bottom?
The reason why I am this makes me somewhat excited is because it seems like DC's getting their shit together.
I hope so.
In a way that I have not seen them doing. It seemed like there was a constant reaction to Marvel. That's what it looked like as an ignorant person on the outside, just sort of observing oh, Marvel's doing this, or now DC's doing this. And it's sort of this competition, this playing catch up with the Joneses, in terms of Marvel's doing this, they're making money. Well, we got to do that.
But saying that though, didn't you just say, and also in the article that they kind of alluded to that, Zaslav is trying to emulate Marvel.
He's trying to do it in a way that's smart though.
Sure.
That's the thing, is what DC has been doing for a while is this sort of
spaghetti
sloppy catch up, rather than really taking the time to build out the DCEU in a way that has legs, that has long-term growth. Everything has felt like a knee-jerk response as opposed to a development. And it feels like we are finally seeing the beginnings of actual development. We're taking the elements that have been working, and now we are planting the seeds for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
If that's what the aim is, then it makes sense to me to scrap this film if it doesn't go in line with that long-term vision. But doesn't take away my curiosity about the movie.
Yeah.
Todd Phillips Joker, Folie, Deux. What does that mean, Achara?
It means a madness shared by two people.
In the wake of Warner Brothers' Discovery axing Batgirl for HBO Max, it has put forward a silver lining for DC. Todd Phillips' Joker sequel, Joker Folie Deux, is getting an October 2024 release date. Warner's already had the day on hold for an untitled DC event film, so it's not shocking to see Joker 2 winding up during the first weekend of October. Warner's took the October domestic opening to a record level with $96.2 million with Joker in 2019. It is the highest grossing R-rated movie ever at $1.07 billion.
Wow.
The sequel is entitled Joker, Folie Deux, which is a French reference for a medical term pertaining to a mental disorder which affects two or more people. This is so surprising to me. I mean, I guess it's not because it made so much money, but it just seemed like, I don't know, Joaquin Phoenix doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would come back for a sequel to a movie. I can't think of a single film he's done that was ever a sequel. Off the top of my head, this is not his style.
Working with Todd Phillips and the style of the film that this was, it's different from the rest of the DC franchises. I feel it feels like darker, not super comic booky in that sense. Yeah. You know, it feels like a drama.
And this, again, goes in line with the overarching goal of Warner Brothers going forward, I guess. Because Joker was this huge success, they want more of that.
Yeah.
They want to have these billion-dollar box office smash hits again and again and again. Why wouldn't you? And if Batgirl doesn't go in line with that agenda, naturally they're going to axe it, given this, like, larger vision that they have. That's what I'm thinking is going on here, or it could just be for tax reasons and they don't give a shit about the larger vision.
No, I mean, I think that is it. They want to focus on the stronger IPs.
Disregarding everything I've said before, I do feel for the people involved in the project, especially the actress, like the main actress, Leslie Grace.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you've been like fighting, pounding the pavement, you know, you do the acting classes, all the auditions, you book the job of Batgirl, and you're like, oh my God, I'm Batgirl. This is going to be life-changing. And then at the 10-yard line, the whole thing gets kiboshed, and you're like, wait, like you have all these sort of expectations of what's to come after finally putting in all that work. That's exactly why I say I do not celebrate until I see that money in my bank account. And even then, I wait.
Yeah.
I wait to party because you just never know what's coming.
Even in such a grand scale as this. And there was a little bit of controversy as well with her being a Latin actress. It being like, oh, great. So you axe the one with the Latin actress, eh? Like, what about diversity?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that going on as well.
Anyways, you guys, let us know your feelings in the comments below. I'm sure you have lots of those. So that's it for now. I'm Jabby Kawai. This is
Achara Cook.
Peace out.